Hello everyone and welcome back to Jacklet Educational channel. So this is the part 17 for the unit wise complete syllabus preparation for the UGC NET Environmental Science exam, and if you haven't checked the previous lessons you can check the link given in the description below. So one more thing I would like to say that there are more than 300 videos in our channel, so you can go through all the different playlists which are composed of expected MCQs, numericals and learn through quiz like different playlists. So let's start today's video. So we were discussing about the thermodynamics in the last video of this series, and let us quickly recall the three things in the thermodynamics that are three kinds of important systems. They are open, closed and isolated type. So in open system, the work is able to transfer, the heat is able to transfer from the system to the surrounding, but the matter is also able to transfer. So here everything is able to move from the system to surrounding. In case of closed type of system, what happens is the heat is able to transfer, the work is able to transfer from the system to surrounding, but matter is not able to transfer from the system to surrounding. So matter is no here and heat and work is yes, because they are able to transfer. Next thing is the isolated system. In this kind of system, no work is able to be transferred from the system to surrounding, neither the heat nor the matter. So nothing is able to transfer from the system to the surrounding. That is the example of isolated kind of system. So now let us move to other three things in the thermodynamics process which are important. So I hope you are writing down in your notes. So first thing is adiabatic process. So adiabatic process, a process that has no heat transfer into or out of the system. So from the system, the heat is not going out, neither coming inside that system. So it can be considered to be perfectly insulated system. So that you can say there is an insulator surrounding the system. That's why the heat is not able to transfer. So that is the example of adiabatic process. Next is the isentropic process, which I have already discussed. One more time I would like to recall a process where the entropy of the fluid remains constant. So isoentropic, like that means same in entropy, that is no change in the entropy. So entropy remains constant, that is degree of randomness. Next thing is polytropic process. So what is this polytropic process? So when a gas undergoes a reversible process in which there is heat transfer, it is represented with a straight line. So let us take an example. This is the graph, and when the heat is transferred in the gas is going to the reversible process, then there is a straight line where it is the graph is showing. So gas, when it is going through a reversible process, that means it can come back to its original position, original state, and there is heat transfer, that is called as polytropic process. So here what happens is the formula is PVN is equal to constant. So this is the formula you should write down in polytropic process. PV to the power N is equal to constant, where P is equal to pressure, V is equal to volume, and N is equal to polytropic index, which varies from one system to another, one gas to another, and C is the constant. So you should know only this formula, that is PV to the power N is equal to constant. That is in the case of polytropic process. Let's move to the next slide. In this slide, we are going to start the laws of thermodynamics. Yes, these are very, very important as per the examination is concerned. So we'll start with the zero. That means zeroth law of thermodynamics हमें क्या कहता है? So the zeroth law of thermodynamics is very important to know the basics of the thermodynamics and other rules and laws for the thermodynamics. So first of all, you should know what is heat. So heat is the transfer of energy due to temperature difference. So that means if you can assume, so let us assume this is the body which is having the degree Celsius as 70 degrees Celsius, and one other body is attached to it which is having the body temperature as 10 degrees Celsius. So what will happen? So the heat will transfer from the higher body temperature to the lower body temperature. That means till the time both these are not coming to the same temperature, that means same temperature means here it will be 40 degrees Celsius, here also it will be 40 degrees Celsius. So after that the heat won't be able to transfer because they are in equilibrium, and this type of equilibrium is called as specifically as thermal equilibrium. Why? Thermal means temperature and they are in equal proportion, that's why it will be called as thermal equilibrium. So heat is transferred from the hot bodies to the cold body, and when it is transferred till the time there is thermal equilibrium, then the energy they are same. So the temperature are same between two objects. So what does the zero law states? So the zeroth law of thermodynamics, it states, so write down this one, that if two bodies are each in thermal equilibrium with some third body, then they are also in equilibrium with each other. So no need to get worried. I will explain you in the this help of this example. So let us say there's two bodies means A and C. That means let us assume this is the body A and it is in equilibrium with the body B. That means both the heat flow is not occurring from A to B because they are in the same temperature. So they are in equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium is in between A and B. Similarly, there is the thermal equilibrium in case of B and C. That means here also no heat is transferred because they are also in having the same temperature. So no heat is flowing. So what this zeroth law is telling, that if two bodies, that means here in this case two bodies are A and C, that means A and C are each in thermal equilibrium with some third body is B, so they are in thermal equilibrium with the B. That means A is in equilibrium with B, C is in equilibrium with B. So what happens is, it is telling then they are also in equilibrium with each other. That means it is also telling that if you are joining A and C, then there won't be any transfer of heat because they will be also in equilibrium. So what does it says? If the two bodies are in equilibrium with the third body, so here two bodies are A and C, if they are in equilibrium with the B, then that means they are also in equilibrium with each other, no heat is flowing. So this is the simple thing. I hope you are able to understand this. If you are not able to understand, you can ask me in the comment section. So this heat flow is due to the thermal contact. So if they are in contact, then only the heat can transfer and it can make it to the stage when they are in thermal equilibrium. So I hope you are able to understand. Let's move to the next thing, and these are very important definition because they are coming under the zeroth law. Some are what they're connected, so you should write down all these things because these type of questions are also asked in the examination. So we'll start with the first terminology, that is critical point. So what is this critical point? So critical point is the temperature and pressure above which there is no distinction between the liquid and vapor phases. So there is certain point, there is certain time where the temperature and pressure above which we cannot distinguish between the liquid and vapor phase. So the matter is having three phases, solid, liquid and gas. So there is certain point, certain temperature and pressure above which we cannot distinguish between liquid and vapor phase. They will be in same phase. So that point will be called as critical point, where we cannot distinguish between liquid or vapor at that temperature and pressure. After that we will be knowing the triple point. So what is this triple point? Triple point means there will be something related to three things, that because it is triple. So the temperature and pressure at which all three phases can exist in equilibrium. So all three phases means I have already said solid, liquid, gas of any amount of particle or any chemical, when they are existing in the equilibrium because they are not having the changes at that temperature and pressure, will be called as the triple point of that chemical or of that compound, where all the three phases, that is solid, liquid and gas, they exist in equilibrium. So it is not solid, neither liquid nor vapor, because they all three are in equilibrium. Next is sublimation. Sublimation is the change of phase from the solid to vapor. So if something, let us take an example of camphor. So if you are burning that, it is changing from the solid to vapor form, and that process will be called as sublimation process. Next thing is vaporization. So it is very easy, change of phase from liquid to vapor. So we'll go to the alert liquid. So when we are switching on the alert liquid, it is turning into the vapor. What is that process? That process is vaporization. Next is condensation. So you all will be knowing, very easy, change of phase from vapor to liquid. So when it happens, when the utensils are covered, then the liquid is converted from vapor as it is touching the upper lid of the utensil. So that is called as the condensation. Next thing is fusion or melting. So this is the point or the definition in which change of phase from solid to liquid occurs. So that is called fusion or melting. For examples, ice cubes, when we are keeping outside the fridge, they are turning into the droplets that are liquid. So this change of phase is called as fusion phase or melting phase. So write down all these things. Let's move to the next slide, and here we will be knowing the first law of thermodynamics. So zeroth law is over. After zero, what will come? It will come first, that is 1. And what does this first law of thermodynamics states? So it is also asked several times in the examination. The first law states that it is the law of conservation of energy. So another name of first law of thermodynamics is, it is the law of conservation of energy. So how it is conserved? You will know that is, it is telling energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be rather transformed from one state to another. So this thing we have been learning since our school days, but we will now know about environment and ecology and in the food chain how it is applicable. So let us take an example. So the sunlight is getting the energy, so sunlight is giving the energy to the plants, and plants are eaten by the herbivores and herbivores are eaten by the carnivores. So here one question was there in examination, in your own words describe what is happening to the energy. So it is very simple. This is a simple food chain. Energy is transferred from the sunlight to the plants and to the zebra and then to the carnivore. So first what happens is solar energy is transformed into chemical energy. So solar energy is transformed into chemical energy, that is food molecules in the plants. So it is not created and it is not destroyed. So it is transformed to one state to another. So this state is what? From the chemical energy it is transforming to the food that is in the plants during photosynthesis, and when the plant is eaten, the food energy is transferred to the zebra, which is eaten by the lion, and food energy is transferred again. So what happens is here also energy is not destroyed, so it is transforming from the light energy to the chemical energy and is stored in the form of food, and again it is stored in the form of energy in the animals and where it is passing on. So with each transfer some energy is transformed into heat, as it can result in the loss of heat, so it is resulting, and the total amount of energy in the form of heat or food that is transferred each time is the same. So if we will calculate the amount of energy stored in the plants, amount of energy used in the zebra and lion, and all the heat energy which is released during this process, all together they will come back to the same energy which was released from the sun. So this energy is not destroyed, and this sun energy is also not created, it is present from the beginning of the earth. So it is also not created, it is just transforming from one state to another. So this is the example in the case of ecology, where the first law of thermodynamics is stating that law of conservation of energy, it can neither be created nor be destroyed, but rather transformed from one state to another. So here in first law of thermodynamics, one more important thing you should know, that it has having the equation for the first law. Yes, the equation for the first law of thermodynamics is given as delta U is equal to small q plus W, where delta U is equal to the change in internal energy of the system, Q is equal to algebraic sum of heat transfer between system and the surroundings, and W is the work done or work interaction of the system with its surroundings. So delta U is equal to Q plus W is the equation for the first law of thermodynamics. So here I will give an example for a man. So here what happens is, the man is taking the food and it is released in the form of energy, in the form of Q, that you can say as heat is released, and that man is also doing some work. So what will happen is, what will be the change in internal energy of that person? So the change in internal energy will be Q plus W. So here it is Q minus W because the heat is released and the work is also done. So but we have to take the mod of these values. So in that case it will be Q plus W. So which will justify the equation, that is delta U is equal to Q plus W when the food energy is provided. So I hope you have learned something new from this video, and in the next video we are going to continue this series for the second law of thermodynamics. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, do subscribe and hit the notification icon to get further updates, and you can also join our Telegram group for further updates and daily quizzes. So all the best to everyone, see you guys in our next video.